So while I'm sitting here on the dock, just chilling. Oh, it's bright. I love the sun. It's very bright. While I'm just sitting here chilling on the dock, I just wanted to talk about mindset and how important that is. And I'm gonna fully give credit to Jay Skibbens for teaching me about mindset, because I went through his 12-week co-parenting course, and I had an idea of what I thought I would learn when I went through this course, but it actually taught me a lot more about myself. And mindset is so important, and the way we talk to ourselves is so important. And one of the things that we talked about when I was in the group was about treating the mother of my children, which is myself, with respect. And so we were talking about, this was about co-parenting, but in regards to anything in life, we talked about how dare you talk to the mother of my children that way? And what it comes down to is, how dare I talk to myself that way? So when you're constantly putting yourself down or comparing yourself to others, or you have really negative self-talk, that shows up in your life in ways that you don't even realize until you start becoming conscious and aware of it. And one of the things that I've been working really hard on that has completely changed my life is the words that I use every day. And there's a few really important things that I've consciously switched. And it's really hard at first, but you catch yourself saying things and you just pause and take a breath. So even things when you're saying like, oh, I have to go do this, or I have to go do that. So I get to go do that thing. Don't have to, I get to. I get to do that for myself. I get to go do that thing because it's going to make me feel good later. It could be any kind of example. I have to do the dishes. I get to do the dishes. I'm so grateful that I have a dishwasher and I can have clean dishes. I have to go run and pay that bill. I'm so grateful I get to go pay that bill. I have enough money to go pay for that thing that I want. And you can use that in any kind of example in your life. So if you'd like to, I'd like you to share something in the comments about something that you are trying to change, or something that you are like, oh yeah, I get to do that. Or I think it's really important for us to kind of share that with each other and share that message about the way we talk to ourselves is so important. And when you say even things like, oh, so-and-so's, well, they get to go on that trip, or they get to do that thing, or like, I wish I could afford to do that. It's like, yeah, as if I could afford to do that. Just pause with that feeling for a second. Because when you say that to yourself, you are setting yourself up to say to the universe, like, oh, okay, we can't afford to do that. Here's some more of that experience of wanting to do something that we can't afford to do, or we don't have time to do. And so when you're catching yourself starting to say those kinds of things, that's where you get to pause and get to. And this is a big thing of get to versus have to. You get to pause and kind of rewire that and say, oh, that's something I would like to do also one day. And then you can think about ways that you could do that, or just say, yeah, that's something I'm going to do one day. Just leave it at that. Our limiting beliefs are a huge thing. So even starting off as simple as, I don't get that, or I don't deserve that, or whatever it is for you, just pause and take that self-limiting belief and say to yourself out loud the opposite. Or if you don't honestly even believe that it could be the opposite for you, you will see once you start doing this, your mindset really will change. And even if you can't really force yourself to say the positive thing, say something neutral. Just rewire that thought in your brain when you catch yourself saying that, and just say something even neutral and start there. And as you become more conscious of the way that you're speaking or you're thinking in your head about things, when you start catching yourself and you start actively changing that, it is incredible what you will see show up in your life externally, and how you will then respond to things instead of reacting. And it seems so simple or maybe even so silly, but it really is so powerful. And another thing that I need to give a shout out to Mel Robbins for is with her let them theory and her high five thing. Look up her high five thing. I did this, and you'll feel so silly at first and people are like, what, you're gonna do that? But seriously, go in the morning and you go to the mirror and you do something like that's routine in your day. So for me, it was in the morning, I take my medications with a glass of water or brush your teeth or whatever it is. But when you're done doing something routine, you just go look in the mirror and give yourself a high five. And you might feel silly doing it at first, but look up Mel Robbins with her information about that. It is incredible and it really does work. I encourage you to try that for a week straight and see how you feel after. You will feel great. I know that for sure. So, I actually, this is probably well over a year ago now, but when I was, and I'm trying to also correct that word too. That's another thing I'm being conscious of. Using the word but, scratch that word. But has conditions with it. Use the word and. Because something seemingly negative could be true and something seemingly positive can be true at the same time. So instead of but and having to choose either or, go with and. And is really good. And about a year ago, I was doing a lot of kind of trying to implement a lot of the things that I was seeing from a lot of different really great creators online. And one of the things I did was I actually wrote down, I watched an interview that Mel Robbins did with her mom, and I wrote down I printed out on a paper some little steps of what I was gonna do every single day, and I did that little routine. And I'm gonna, once I get home from the pond here, I'll share that as well. And it's just, you get yourself these little positive routines, and they're little tiny things that you start doing every day. Start small. It doesn't have to be that you suddenly change your whole routine overnight. It's not an all or nothing thing, but just pick those little things that you can incorporate. And as you start to do that, you'll see the positive changes. And when you see those positive changes, you'll start implementing more of those little things that you know are good and make you feel good. And just watch what happens in your life. It's absolutely magic. Okay, that's all. Bye.